The 2026 Commonwealth Games are set to be held in Glasgow after the Scottish government backed the proposal to host the multi-sport event. An official announcement is expected soon, and recently our sports editor Dig Singh Deo caught up with the president of the Commonwealth Games Federation, Chris Jenkins, to discuss the future and the relevance of this event. Listen in.
The Commonwealth Games are one of the oldest, multidiscipline games in world sport, but they've been shrouded in uncertainty over the past couple of years. Do the Games have a future? Are they still relevant? I'm joined by the president of the Commonwealth Games Federation, Chris Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins, since you're here in India, I must start by asking you, are you here to explore the possibility of India bidding again for these games?
It's excellent question, and to be honest, the reason I'm here is to meet everyone at the Indian CGA, sit down with them, government and all lots of officials to discuss the future hosting and really everything that we do within the Commonwealth sport movement. So we're more than just a game, so we've been talking about some of our development programs, getting involved, talking with sports, how we develop sports together, so working close together on all that we do within Commonwealth sports. So that's been the real mission, but also really to cement a really close working relationship with India.
Okay, there's been talk, especially leading up to the Paris Games, about India wanting to host the Olympic Games as well. Do you think if India does sort of host the Commonwealth Games, if they're interested in 2030, that could boost sort of their profile to get the Games to India, the Olympics?
We're about to start the expressions of interest for the 2030 and 34 Games, and what's really special about the 2030 Games, it's our centenary, so we're going to see fantastic run up to the 2030 Games with youth games and a lot of other initiatives as well. So we'll be going out very soon to all Commonwealth countries. We've been having discussions here and in Paris about the future, lots of opportunities to host events, initiatives and games as well.
Lots of talk about Glasgow sort of hosting the 2026 Games. Are you going to give us some breaking news, or are you all still in conversations about getting Glasgow to host those games?
Still in conversation. So when they became president late last year, I thought, well, we could find a host quite quickly. We tried to put forward, well, it's really a 2-year process, squeeze it into 3 or 4 months. In reality, it does take time, and we've had elections in the UK, we've had the Olympic summer holiday, so I think people have to be a little more patient. They've been fantastic so far, and we thank our athletes, we thank the international federations and all our members for their patience. Just need a tiny bit more time.
I'm going to ask you a direct question. Please don't mind me asking that, because there are many who feel that the Commonwealth Games are outdated, that in today's world perhaps they don't have the same relevance because of the Olympics or the Continental Games as well. In your mind, why are these games relevant today?
Not just athletes going to the Olympics, you even send people to Hollywood. But on a slightly more sort of serious note, the Olympics have embraced this marketing rights youth-oriented approach, more TV-friendly. When you reset, do you think that perhaps the Commonwealth Games could look at sort of abandoning sports like lawn bowls, netball in favor of sports like, say, wrestling, tennis, golf, make them more appealing? Because that's been one criticism of these games, hasn't it? Over the years.
Well, again, it depends which country you're in. So if you're co-creating games with a country or within the region, then you'll say to them what venues, if you, what sports are important to you, what sports are important to us as a Commonwealth, and you work together to come up with the sports program. Yes, it needs refreshing. All sports programs need refreshing, and we do that. We're a highly innovative organization. So looking forward, yes, there will be changes in the sports program, but nothing dramatic, because again, it's part of an athlete's pathway, but bringing in fresh ideas, new concepts. We were the first games to bring in rugby sevens, reduced formats in Trinidad and Tobago. In the youth we had fast net, which is a smaller version of net. It was absolutely fantastic. The youth loved it, fans loved it, so I think it's getting that right mix, and that's, you can only do that by working with your host communities and also talking to your membership to see which sports really matter to them, but matter to the youth of the Commonwealth as well. Thanks for watching this video.